What's up, dudes? Kubla here, and welcome to the Witcher 3 Permadeath Roleplay. Yeah, that was hard to get that out. So basically, this is the idea of how we're going to play this. I want to take the roleplay system that we do and kind of apply it the same way we do with Skyrim and Fallout 4. The difference here, though, is that I need to get to the part of the game that will allow me to actually kind of do builds and the like. So, before we get to that, I think some story background's needed. Welcome to the Permadeath first, and then the roleplay. It's a mature game. We're the white-haired man on the ground. Wrong place, wrong time. I love transition. Especially into in-game graphics. Boom. Little loading. So, I'll fill you guys in for a second. This will give some more background. If you're into feet, oh, aren't you lucky? Normally that would be terrifying.
You know I don't find that amusing.
Jeez. Oh, butts.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
So, later then.
See you later.
But I might have to blur that out now that I'm thinking about it. I think butts are okay, but YouTube's, yeah, sometimes. More butt. Ah, clothing. Now it's okay. Alright, so, let me set the stage a little bit. Let me cut the music for a moment too. Okay, it's good. So let me set the stage. This is Geralt. Geralt is a witcher. He's basically, think of like if someone created like Captain America super soldiers, but in a fantasy world. Not entirely that.
Mountain Pass is beautiful as ever.
Whew. But basically, their job is to kill monsters. Not witches, monsters. So, they go after things that go bump in the night. I'm double checking. Okay, cool. So, they go after things that go bump in the night. They're magical, but they're more like physical warriors, and they're also very, very scientific, intelligent. Kind of like a detective. This Witcher is in a relationship with this woman, Yennefer, who we saw in the intro cinematic. I can put out the candle if I want to, because
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
Yeah, better go see Ciri.
There we go.
Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
Of all the women I've known, you're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
What's it matter? Only ever thought of you.
So, Geralt is a bit, I really like the name Witcher because, you know, it sounds like if you're bewitching, you know, you kind of attract people. So I really like that. These are Witcher senses. This is basically, I would call this, actually my favorite way I've heard was CSI Narnia.
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
There we go. So I'm kind of exploring a little bit to give you guys the backstory for the permadeath as we get through it, especially because those of you who might want to come up with builds, it's you might not necessarily know exactly like what is a build for Geralt. For one, we're always Geralt. You can't really switch around. Yes, you can kind of finagle the lines a little bit with some developer console commands, which I've been learning, but it's mostly Geralt.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course. Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Look at the drawing above my
Making her
head.
slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
get mad at her.
Why the hell not? The whippersnapper refuses to do as she's told.
You like that about her.
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing
I'm playing a
monsters
nice
is not
Geralt
something
right
to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she is to become one of us. I'll see you below.
So Geralt can be a mean guy, a nice guy, a bewitching guy. So depending on how we do the roleplay, we can choose one of those types of behaviors, changing how he acts and how he solves problems.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike.
Such a great scene. Good catch.
You're not in a circus. Pirouette. Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Currently, nice Geralt.
Better not. Vesemir said if it does, he'll make you eat a bowl of slugs covered in salt.
You!
Exactly. So you'd best behave. Come on. We'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Alright, so I don't need to do the tutorial. so
Not
we're
this
just gonna-
time. Believe me, you don't want to keep Vesemir waiting.
But basically, it's kind of an acrobatic method. Teaches you how to run, jump, do that kind of thing. There'll be another sword fighting tutorial happening here. I'm going to skip that too, because we're actually just going to get into a fight right after the tutorial anyway. These are more witchers. They're not all about white hair. Just making that clear.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zeracania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
So you did the reading. Why not admit it right off?
Never pounce on an advantage as soon as it appears. Wait till it stands to have maximum effect. Uncle Vesemir's words.
Well, you're a quick study. Quick, but mischievous. Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword. What do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
So this is just the tutorial question. We're going to skip the tutorial because we'll fight.
Let's
like
skip
I said,
straight
right
to
away.
free training. No point going over the basics again.
Always good to go over basics. Always good to do that. This case, don't really know. What a fire.
You really showed him, kid.
Ciri, get down here.
I don't know why it's all quiet at this point. For some reason, it just is.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet? Ciri? I'll make sure to find every last blade for you. What the?
And some of the story is set. We have our biggest antagonist for the moment.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in a tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it?
Another
She's
woman.
never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something?
Little
True
sexist.
to life, indeed. We'll find her.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I
Witchers
trained
are
kids
old.
who were
Hundreds of
faster,
years.
stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream.
No. A wild hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
Be dawning soon. Time to go.
So the whole eye thing, or the cat-like eyes, is part of the mutations
Wait.
they undergo.
Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. How about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet.
She uses
soon.
a spell to make herself smell like that.
Willoughby near Vizima.
At least I think.
Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
This is from Witcher 2, I believe. They fucked on it.
Stuffed unicorn. Used it once or twice. In certain situations.
The things young folk get up to these days.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh. But it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there. Wait,
Right.
hear
Time
that?
for fight.
I smell it. Ghouls.
Alright, so let's go over a little bit of the fundamentals of fighting in Witcher, shall we? We got a little jumpy jump. We've got the ability to summon a variety of abilities. We have fast attacks. We have blocks. We have rolls. It's actually, ow, God. It's actually pretty expansive, and it's hard. So, as far as like a permadeath goes through, I gotta kind of be on the top of my game to really do well here. getting surrounded is really shitty. So it's always good to keep moving to try to keep that from happening. That's fire, pretty basic. We got a couple others. We have Ard, which knocks people back. Quen, which is a shield. Quen's one of my favorites, followed by a Jedi mind trick-like ability. There we go. This is the Jedi mind trick-like ability. Keep him calm, keep him still, so we can take him out.
Of course, when armies pass, necrophages follow. Let's go before any more show up.
And that is a little bit of the intro. So you got some fighting in, you got all that. So I'm going to continue a bit longer. This is technically 20 minutes.
Couldn't stop talking about how useful they are as creatures.
Because you can brew potions from their blood?
No, because by eating rotting corpses, they prevent epidemics.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
No, really upset him too. His theory collapsed.
War's not exactly going our way.
We have a side.
The Northern Realms.
Radovid's realms, don't you mean? Temeria and Edirn are no more.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders as soon as he wins the war.
Believe that?
Gotta believe something. That's what keeps us going.
Interesting debate. Believe it. You gotta sometimes just pick something just because otherwise you need trust. Got some experience points.
We going? Help me! Help!
Reminds me of Blackfeet from Harry Potter. He can carry a friggin' horse. So hard to put a sword in like that.
Has it gone?
Yeah. Come out.
Gods, that was close. I was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Provided you got lucky.
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it, alive, piece by piece.
Man, his haircut's ridiculous.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
Nice, Geralt. Don't owe us a thing.
You don't owe us anything. You were in need. We helped.
And they call witches heartless. Say they won't lift a finger without pay.
They also say mice are born of rotting straw.
I have no idea what that part means.
Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
Sure, let's take advantage of it.
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there? Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Ah, beast barely grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Let's go.
So, the way that I'm imagining that this Permadeath roleplay will go is that we will take our Geralt and we will... Oh, I can't show you any of the level up stuff yet. We will take our Geralt and he will focus on certain levels of types of skills. You can have a build that's swordplay mostly, or a build that's...
a griffin this close to the village? Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In the forest or the mountains, sure, but here, near the main road.
Maybe it's the war. Corpses everywhere, the stench of blood, burnt
Oh god, we
flesh.
just ran into a child.
This monster's crazy sometimes.
Men, too. We need to watch ourselves in White Orchard. And we should leave as soon...
Oh, so it worked. Stick to some training.
A lot of cutscenes this first play. The murderous glare.
What? Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
Fight! So White Orchard is totally covered in war, and it's going poorly, as Vesemir talked about.
Witches?
I'll not drink with Weaverlost freaks.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy around here. Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
Bram? How is he?
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witches. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
So, if we do, show me what you... We get some free food and stuff, which is pretty cool because that heals you.
Looking for a woman.
Going straight.
Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white, riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Alright, so...
Thanks for everything.
Now, we're gonna do... We haven't really done the CSI kind of stuff yet, but we're gonna kind of do it right now.
Master Witches, would you be of a mind to kill the griffin? Beast's a scourge on our land. Only killed livestock at first, but it's got a taste for human flesh of late. We're afeard to set foot outdoors.
If someone will pay us, won't say no.
So that's the Witcher mindset, is that you get paid to kill monsters and only get paid because they need to keep the school going. You know, it's
Help you
expensive
bandage
to train
that up?
Witchers.
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Oh, I'm gonna draw all the attention. I mean, look at this face.
Black one's been out measuring the fields.
Let him measure.
This one was even looking at me, right when I said that.
Drommel.
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
People don't really like Witchers. Whenever you see a symbol like this is like a Jedi mind trick.
Raven-haired woman dressed in black and white. Seen her? Talk.
Folks say the lady rode through the village a few days back. Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
Oh man, I love the paintings on the walls here. So anyway, I was chatting about some more of what The Witcher was about and how we do this roleplay. But let's see if we have access to it. We do. So skills are laid out in 4 sets. You have swordplay, you have signs, you have alchemy, and you kind of have just random. You know, the miscellaneous. So the idea is swordplay, you have fast swords, crossbows, a variety of different fighting styles. And then they split into 3 other modes known as cat, griffin, and bear. And those are all different types of fighting styles that kind of fit in these things. So you can kind of become a cat swordsman or a griffin swordsman or a bear swordsman as you go through these. So if we created a character who focused primarily on using these red sword abilities, like primarily fast attacks, it's more cat. Primarily heavy attacks, it's more bear. And then there's some kind of middle of the route. For this Witcher that we're playing, I want to do kind of like a spell sword, but in the specific line of doing a spell sword of somebody who controls the minds of people, as well as somebody who is like quick. Because eventually you can start doing some pretty cool mind controlling stuff, like you have, here we go, targeted enemy briefly becomes an ally and stuff like that. You turn them into puppets and things. We have to level up some other spells while we're at it, and we might do some other defensive spells just to kind of like support that behavior. But that's kind of the development of the character. Let's see. We can't talk to the cat.
There are 4 factions.
Oh.
4 factions, teams, suits, similar to clubs and spades, except
Magic the Gathering.
What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
It's in the 1200s.
Got a minute?
Also magic.
Why not? Aldert Geert, assistant professor in contemporary history at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Horsewoman of war? What's that about?
Folk say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Well, let's get out of here.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
I'd be up for playing it, but you know, honestly, I play Hearthstone on this channel, so...
No thanks. Got some other things on my mind.
Shame. I'd ask the locals, but since they can't count to 10, the rules are a complete mystery. Ah, well, I'm here if you change your mind.
Total jerk, but he's reaching out because he's like, I just need a friend. Anyway, so here we got another dude, final dude to chat with. So keep thinking about what you're doing builds-wise. We're going to talk to this guy, then we're going to go outside, and then I think that will be the end of the episode. But that's a couple minutes from now, so if you're comfy, you know, sit back, enjoy.
Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
Sure, let's do it.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Well done, stranger.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
It's a Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
So, here's some fun options here. Actually, I'll explain them in a moment. So we'll ask who he is.
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gaunter Odim, at your service.
Vagrant. That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
So, he talked about a man named Dandelion a second ago. That's a bard who writes the history of what's going on here. I'll point out to where we can learn a little bit more about him in a second.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
Now, this is something that's really cool. The Witcher game you can, so there's a lot of sex inside of this game, but you can make it about, of course it's about love, none of your business, like something kind of fascinating about developing the character. So when we talk about a roleplay, this is part of that. Is he in love with Yennefer? Is he in love with Triss, which is another woman? There's going to be other women that show up.
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
An Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
The way that guy disappears makes me feel like he's an elf or something, which do exist in this universe. But they're magical, but they're kind of like, it's not this type of magic that you normally expect. Anyway, let's go have a little friendship talk, shall we? Hello, friendship talk.
Done drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Then fuck off.
Don't want your kind here.
I love the facial, like, mocap here. I love this. 3 against 1? My, you're brave. But I'm gonna do this.
Haven't done anything to you, so just calm down.
Course no. You done nothing.
Horses working witchcraft. Get him!
So technically, you don't have to stab these guys to death. Ow. But you can. Ouch. There we go. It's so there is a counter move that you can do, and it's where you tap the block button, or you just hold the block. I love this guy just lays down. Like, ow, God. Come on, get over here. Ow, God. I love that. This guy just sits down. He's like, I don't know what's going on. Oh, man. So, a couple other things that separate this from our lovely friend, the Fallout 4 and Skyrim, which is that, for one,
come on,
besides being third person only, and you can't just kill people. Oh, come on, there we go. You cannot just kill people. You have to, basically, you can threaten them and you can get guards angry at you, but there is no actual killing.
That's it, Roach.
Anyway, we'll go and explain more. Keep coming up with builds as you watch in sort of this intro. We've basically hit the end of any form of actual finish. Like, if we're talking about anything with the actual video, we've kind of hit that point where it's... Now we're sort of starting where I'd start the Permadeath Roleplay. Not exactly yet, though. We're actually probably like an hour from it, honestly, of me in game time getting to the character's level, getting to the amount of experience to the opening of the world. When we actually do the Permadeath Roleplays, we're going to have this character start first and he'll go out. And when he dies, we cut him off, we put a new Geralt in, and he will start from another spot. And he will have the memories of what he said up to this point, but things will then split. We'll go into a different direction, we'll complete different things, we'll avoid the story mostly, and we'll kind of see how those go. So, if you got any build ideas for Geralt, let me know down below, putting in any way you want. I also have the Reddit that I've included down there as well. And of course, if you got any other ideas, if you want to see more, if you want me to play it slightly different, just talk. It's super fun to hear you. Now, if you liked what you saw, please leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and thank you so much for doing so. It really helps me out. It's a joy to have you here. And of course, may the ground rise to each your feet, wind always be at your back, and may the sun shine warmly on your sexy, sexy face. See you later, dudes. Bye.